All right. Good evening, everyone. Happy Monday. Thank goodness that is behind us. And welcome. Another BaseVols Monday here with Tiffany. Good evening. How are you, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I am swell. Would have been better had we won a Friday game this week. Um, but I can't necessarily say I can sit here and look you in the face honestly, tell you that I expected us to win that game.
Yeah.
While it started a little rough, we clawed back in it, got within, I think, one run, and then I guess UCLA kind of displayed why they are the number one ranked team. They flexed a little muscle there, the back
We
half
also
of that
made it
game.
easy for them. There was some errors that let them jump way out ahead again.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess one could argue it wasn't as bad as it looked, but I'm a little tougher on it just because that's kind of more my sport anyway. When you're giving up free runs to anybody, I don't care who it is, it cost us in the Kent State series, and we haven't been able to obviously correct that quickly enough. Cost us again the UCLA game, but did get back on track with a couple wins over Arizona State and Virginia Tech. So at least it's not Vanderbilt, right? We could have went 0-3.
That is true. They are on a skid.
Peabody is Peabodying right now. Diego Poverty has left the building, and everything has gone downhill for them. So, and I'm here for it. I will thoroughly enjoy it. So, anyway, as I told you off air, I will share with everybody on air. I did not see any of the baseball that was played this weekend, so I cannot intelligently speak to any of it other than a very poor job of what Tiffany is about to do with covering some stats from the all-knowing, all-powerful spreadsheet. And then we'll kind of take a look at what we have coming up. Of course, little brother up in Johnson City that proved to not be so little last year is coming to town tomorrow. Little get-back game for us, I hope. Then we get to entertain Oakland, and then a weekend series with a familiar face in Wright State. So a lot to talk about here, a lot to get ready for. Weird having this many ball games in a week. 5 games in 1 week that's major league kind of stuff there. But I think it's good because while I still feel our pitching is pretty solid, and we did slip a little bit. We're 15th now in team ERA in Division I. But I think our bats need to get in front of as many baseballs as they can, leading into what is quickly approaching the SEC portion of the schedule. So, Tiffany, I will turn it over to you and let you talk us through what happened and hopefully what maybe we can expect going forward with this big slate this week.
Yeah, so I didn't get to watch any of the games either. I listened to the second half. By the time I finished some calls on Friday, there was still a little bit of the UCLA game left. So I actually tuned in right when we got within 1. It was when I started listening, and then I didn't get to listen in on Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I will say it's a good thing that I expanded the spreadsheet this year to include more than home runs. Otherwise, I would be very bored.
We wouldn't have much to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
So we only had 1 home run over the weekend with Newstrom getting his first of the season. So we're at 16 on the season, which is this time last year we were at 31. So just little off of last year by almost half.
Yeah, we are small. I'd said I'd like to see us play a little more small ball. Guys, I didn't mean to take it to this extreme, but hey, at least we are manufacturing runs.
Yeah. I mean, our 3 starters are, Mac with 25 strikeouts, Blanco with 23, and Coons with 22 on the year. That's I'm loving how they're all throwing, not loving the hit by pitches for our opponents, though. We're currently at 18 hit batters this season. Now, I looked it up, and I can't remember the exact number, but Coastal Carolina set the record last season for the number of hit batters. But I do know that Reynolds needs to get this figured out because Kentucky is going to be chomping at the bit the way that they crowd the plate. So,
oh yeah, absolutely. And I guess they heard that Coastal set the record. So, hold my beer, the hat goes on backwards and we're off. So that's not a record that I hope we challenge. Is that goodness, it's been bad. It really has been bad.
Yeah. So we are currently sitting at 87 runners left stranded right now, which is approximately, we're averaging about 8 runners left stranded a game. I did go in and I expanded the spreadsheet this weekend to see how many runners left in scoring position.
Yes.
Were left
the more critical stat. Yeah.
And we're sitting at an average of 5 runners left stranded in scoring position. Now, in the 3 losses we've had, Kent State, we had 6 runners. The first game we lost to them by 1. We had 6 runners stranded in scoring position. Second game we lost to them by 4. We had 3 runners left stranded in scoring position. And UCLA we lost by 7, but we had 4 runners left in scoring position. So those are some numbers to clean up as well. I was talking with somebody over the weekend, and I feel like some situational hitting would be really good here. I feel like the only strategy at the plate is, and I think it kind of changed a little bit for Arizona State, Virginia Tech. It looked like guys were, just from the stats anyways, obviously I didn't watch, but the guys were starting to take smarter at bats. But it just seems like the strategy is like just get up and swing for the fences. And I think even Elander made a comment about that. When you're down 3 or 4, you just want to hit the home run to tie things up. But sometimes, we need to play smarter than that. And I think it would be very beneficial, especially for guys like Antigua. Like, somebody have a conversation with him and be like, okay, you see where the runners are. What's your job here? Right. Instead of just swing for the fences or don't get out. Like, what's the best thing that you could do in this situation with your bat? And then put that on top of his mind as he gets up to the plate. So
yeah, and sometimes the best thing you can do is get out by moving the runners. And sometimes you just have to be that guy. And it's not like he's known for his power to start with. Right. So I agree. I think that's probably for me, runners left in scoring position is the equivalent of offensive rebounds and second chance points in basketball and not scoring. It's the same thing, because you give an opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and you just don't capitalize on it. And we've already seen that bite us early this season. This league is no joke. I mean, the SEC has claimed the last 6 or 7 national championships at the College World Series. There's not a team in this league that can't jump on you with both feet. So these things that we harp on, especially I harp on, they've got to be fixed, and I think they can be fixed. I don't think it's so far gone that we're going to have a terrible season. It's just they've reared their head in unfortunate situations, and they've also kind of reared their head early. And I don't think we've experienced setbacks this early in the season over the last several years. And I think that's why a lot of people are really hitting the panic button on this team. And I don't necessarily think that's fair, because if you look at the pitching, minus the hit batters, The pitching's very strong. The bullpen kind of, got themselves composed. And actually, I thought pitched pretty well the last two games of the weekend. But these are things that absolutely have to be addressed and cannot continue. We cannot continue to strand runners on base at this pace. We will not win games. We will lose series consistently if we can't manufacture runs, period.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I agree with you. And I mean, and this is why I'm saying, like, I think it would benefit whether it's in practice or like in an actual game situation, especially a midweek, like let Antigua know, get him to really bring to the top of his mind. Antigua has had 21 at-bats so far this season, and he has been the third out stranding runners 13 of those at-bats.
Yeah, that's too many. So so what do we do? Do we need to put him in a different spot in the lineup? I love the kid. I mean, I absolutely love the kid, but something's got to change.
Yeah.
We can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, right? Something has to change. What do you think is the answer here for that issue?
I mean, so Newstrom got going over the weekend and Clark got going over the weekend.
Yes.
So
needed Levi to get going. Holy cow.
Yeah. If they're out of that slump, if they're going, then I think we feel the pain of Antigua not getting hits less. But I genuinely do think I love Antigua. So what I'm going to say next is not meant to be derogatory, but he has a little bit of a Chihuahua mentality, right? We saw it against LSU, against Bear Jones, the first baseman last year, right? And so I think it's helping him understand, like, you're not going to be the home run leader on this team. And that's actually not the job that we want you for. But I don't know if it's when the team, I would say it's a when the team gets down mentality, but he does it when the team's winning as well. But it needs to be a case of, get him some ABs during midweeks. We've got Oakland, we've got some other midweeks that will be lighter, so to speak, coming up. And for his at-bats, have whichever coach is in the dugout, have them have a conversation with him. Like, okay, so in this situation, we've got 2 outs. We've got runners on first and second and third, whatever it is. Your job right now is to get on base, right? If it's a 2-out situation. So be patient, walk if you have to, right? But I think it needs to be putting on top of his mind, what is my job in this situation? It's not to swing for the fences. I know he's gotten close a couple times this season, but like, if it's there, it's there. But instead of swinging at every pitch and chasing high and low like he's been doing, it needs to be an adjustment. I mean, get him watching the film and saying, okay, you chased high there. What did you see? If you remember, like, what did you see? You chased high. What do we need to do? Instead, like, do we need to take a breath? Do we need to remind yourself of what your job is in this situation? But he needs a different at-bat approach. Absolutely.
Yeah. And there's times I see our hitters being disciplined, being patient, working counts. And then other times it's like we're up there Happy Gilmore and we're just hacking away.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stand by this because I've said it for a couple of weeks now. I think Antigua it's fine. Let him get his at bats in the midweek games, but I think he needs to come off the bench on the weekends.
I agree.
Or situationally in a position where we get up and we bring him in for defensive purposes because his glove is worth gold.
Yeah.
It's just right now we're not scoring enough runs.
Yeah.
Right? We're not moving guys around the bases enough, and we are not scoring enough. And I'm sorry, he's just not an offensive catalyst. So
no.
and love Antigua, but I think he's going to have to either he's going to have to get hot at the plate, or he's going to have to kind of relegate a little bit to more of a specialist role, because right now at the plate he's a liability, and we can't afford that. Not at this point. And I don't see that changing going forward once we get into the meat of the SEC schedule, because that gets tough right out of the gate.
Yeah.
So very little time to figure this out. So, yeah, we do have some midweeks. ETSU is not I was looking for a tweet before we went on because I was trying to find it, because I said this last year for this game because everybody was talking about, little brother up. No, this is not a little brother team.
No, they're not.
I was very cautious with this team last year, and they came in and got us. So not much has changed. They're 9-2 this year, and this is not one to take lightly. So if I've got Josh Elander's hat on, that's the move I'm making. I'm letting Antigua come in situationally and later in the game to protect the lead. I'm just not starting him. I'm sorry. That's the one thing I'm kind of hung up on. Until it changes, I'll keep harping on it, or he proves me wrong and hits 500, for a couple week stretch. Yeah. But something's got to give. I
agree with you there. Yeah, I agree with you there. And the other issue is Marin has had 26 at-bats, and 10 of those has been the third out to strand runners on base. So when both of our middle infield are not producing at the plate, and they're typically 8 and 9 hole hitters, I mean, if we go 7, 8, 9 in the lineup, that's almost regularly been 2 outs. I think, and maybe as like talking about how everyone in the lineup has had these Happy Gilmore moments. I don't know if it's a lack of trust in the rest of the teammates or trying to be the hero, but just hammering home, if you do your job, then you set your teammate up to do his job. And that's how we win the games. You don't have to be the guy coming in and hitting all these solo jacks to put up one when you could get on base and then just get a rally going.
Yeah, because it only takes one hit, right? Because we've seen historically, we've seen Tennessee, one guy get on base. And, just go back to the Florida State game a couple of years ago. I was in Nashville trying to, walking around, trying to listen, trying to watch the game. And I thought, good Lord, we're dead to rights. And then here they come.
Yeah.
So we've seen, it's like a matchbook. One match lights and it lights the next and the next. And then before you know it, the whole thing's on fire. So I know we're capable of that. We've got bats in this lineup that can produce that kind of spark. It's just we've got to have somebody to not put the fire out when it gets going. And right now, the back half or back third of our order is just that.
Yeah.
They're fire extinguishers right now. So
yeah. And we've had a couple games where Ford and Brown both had no hits as well. Clark had no hits. Yeah. So that makes that back half of the order issue just compound even further.
It's more glaring when they consistently can't, and then our big guys just aren't on their game, because that happens. Very few teams are going to have a guy just go up there and rake every time he gets at the plate. So everybody's got to chip in. They got to pick each other up, and it's too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Certainly for my liking, and I know a lot of people sharing that we just – and part of it we got spoiled, Tiffany. We got spoiled with monster home runs, and we had, 8 grand slams before conference play started last year. And we're just used to seeing these big monster numbers and these moonshot home runs, and this is not that team.
Yeah.
It's just not. So I don't know what to – well, I don't know that there's anything I can say or hear that's going to make me feel better about where we're at right now. We've just got to work our way out.
I put this out. Yeah, I put this out on Friday because we also have to remember we're the youngest team in the SEC, right? And
that's right.
If we look at SEC experience,
Yes.
Chapman is the most experienced. Last season, he had 216 ABs, 122 of those in SEC play, followed by Marin, who had 100 SEC at-bats last year.
Yeah.
Followed by Clark with 58 SEC at-bats, followed by Abernathy, who had 48, Newstrom with 25, Lawless with 19. I don't know why I didn't have Antigua on here. But, like, in terms of SEC at-bats, we don't have a ton of experience.
No, these are all part-time guys last year.
And the guys who do have experience are all underclassmen, right? They're sophomores.
Yeah.
So, but then what I did see of the games on Saturday and Sunday was that the team identity is starting to gel, right? So, we see, I really see Mac starting to have that Doyle-like energy coming out, right? And even Appenzeller commented on like how much energy he felt there was in the dugout on Saturday was like the most that there's ever been. I also think Rudy will probably be another one of those like high energy guys. He didn't throw last weekend, but I see him being another one of those high energy guys. Elander's not going to be that guy like Tony was.
Right. That's right.
So we need the leaders to start coming forward and firing up everybody else. Right.
Yeah.
Fish was great at that last year. Like, here's what I saw. What did you see? I mean, you could see him in the on deck circle talking to guys about it. Christian Moore the year before would do it. So I think that leadership and that gelling is starting to come in team play. I'm hoping we'll see tomorrow night and then this weekend against Wright State. But I think we're getting there.
Yeah. And I think very similar, like with the basketball team, because we got spoiled with, Zakai and Jemai and Jordan and those guys over the past few years. And kind of the same thing with the baseball team. We got spoiled with Christian. We got spoiled with Hunter. We got spoiled with Blake. We got spoiled with, even though they were only here for a season, Liam and Fish. And those guys were just, Liam Doyle's certified psychopath.
Yeah.
And
he had SEC experience when he came, right? None of our transfers this year came from SEC play.
Exactly. So you've got the youngest team in the conference with a ton of underclassmen and a brand new, and I know Elander's been there for 8 years?
It's he recruited all these guys. So.
Yeah, exactly. That's why nobody left. So, but it's he's 3 weeks into the season as the skipper. It's a different place for him right now. So we've got to be patient. As much as I sit here and complain about some things, and as many tangents and horses I get on complaining about things that we got to fix, you got to keep in mind this is a extremely young team. They haven't played much baseball together. Some of them hadn't played much baseball in college at all. And we've got a brand new coaching staff for the most part. So we're going to have some growing pains. It's just some of the things we're doing, I just don't feel like we should be doing. Okay, that's it. We got to get past it. We got to play big boy baseball and not keep hitting batters. We can't keep, muffing balls and all the errors. I mean, that's mental mistakes. All that's mental. Yeah. Unless you're Kentucky and you sit on the plate. But anyway, sorry.
And we also have to remember we lost Frank in Q, right? Like
Frank was huge. I said that I was more concerned about Frank leaving than I was Tony. And I love them both, but what Frank was able to do with pitching was just unreal. And I think that's showing itself early. Again, hopefully we can work out some of those kinks by conference play. But yeah, this isn't the box office Vols that we've all grown to love and expect. We've got to temper our expectations a little bit, and we just got to be patient with these guys. They're young.
I will say I feel like I have more confidence in our bullpen this year than I did last year, despite there being 18 hit batters so far. Yeah,
because unfortunately, even last year, if it wasn't Liam Doyle going, we weren't real sure what we were going to get. And I love Marcus Phillips, huge Marcus Phillips fan. But Marcus had those days that, I mean, he couldn't have thrown it in the ocean standing in a boat. Could not find the strike zone. And we never found a third starter. So I'm very, very high on the pitching, both the starters and the bullpen. I think it's a great staff collectively. We just got to quit hitting people.
Yeah. And that's like we talked about last week. That's Josh Reynolds has a strategy that's more inside than what Frank was.
Yes.
So either he's got to work with guys to not hit batters, or they need more kind of live bullpen type action, or he's got to change his strategy. Yeah,
because if you look at from a team pitching perspective, we're 15th in ERA. We got roughed up just a little bit, over this series. The majority of that, of course, came from the UCLA game. But hits allowed per 9 innings, Tennessee's 9th in the country.
Yeah.
At about just under 6 hits allowed. We're hitting almost as many batters as we're giving up hits. So if we can just stop hitting people,
and
it will cut down the opportunity to get outscored drastically.
Yeah, I mean so our hit for run, or our run for hit percentage for the Vols is 73% versus for opponents is 57.
Yeah.
68 hits, but 39 runs. And I haven't even gone in to look at how many of those were walks or hit by pitches, right? I meant to do that, but I didn't get time today. But I mean, there was one point against UCLA where I can't remember if he hit 2 and then walked 1, or walked 1 and hit 2, or walked 2 and hit 1. But he loaded the bases on freebies. Like we can't do that.
Can't do that, especially against a quality opponent. Like we did it, and I'm not saying Kent was a quality opponent, okay? Because I was the first to say don't sleep on this team. But we can't give teams like UCLA and Texas, and I mean even Georgia, who I think is going to be a problem in the conference. We can't help these guys. They don't need our help. LSU is going to be a monster once conference play kicks up. And I know just about everybody's taken, one of those midweek losses, or the can't believe you lost that one. Peabody's taken more than anybody. Just want to throw that out there. So everybody looks somewhat vulnerable, right? It's a different animal when conference play starts up. Yeah. So the big boys are going to be the big boys, and we've got to, we've got to get there as well. So anything else jump out at you stat wise from the spreadsheet that either encouraging, you're concerned?
The only other one, still a problem from last year, is throwing out guys stealing. We've had 9 stolen bases on us and only 2 thrown out. So, and quite a few errors. I haven't counted the errors on that, but there's been a couple. So,
and Levi, did I understand and see correctly that Levi caught one of the games over the weekend?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he caught on Sunday.
Okay. My baseball knowledge from this weekend stems from you and Mojo, which is 2 fabulous sources, by the way. That's not a condescending comment at all. It's just that was the. So if y'all didn't talk about it, I didn't see a whole lot, but I did see some comments about Levi was catching.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Lawless had the game off on Saturday, which is good. He's going to need.
And I don't. This isn't a derogatory statement towards anybody on our team, and I feel like we've got 2 pretty good catchers. But I would love to see us be able to go out and snag just an absolute stud catcher in the portal next season that can gun guys down, because that has been a consistent problem.
Well, for us. This is also why we need Garrett Wright back too, right? We haven't.
100%.
Seen what he can do.
What's his? Just since you brought it up, it was on my notes. Where does he stand? Is he getting closer, or
So
are we still looking at a couple more weeks?
He broke one of the bones in his wrist.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm pretty sure he came into pinch hit.
Okay.
At some point this past, maybe it was against Bellarmine. Let me just see. But I'm pretty sure he came into pinch hit. I think I saw he's not quite back to like fully being ready yet. Yeah, he came in against Bellarmine. Must have walked. Because it's not showing an AB, but
okay, so no official AB. So he had to he got on base free somehow. So
by pitch, yeah.
Yeah.
So
well, good, because I think a fully healthy team obviously is much better than having guys on the shelf. But I think that's one in particular that we really need available.
Both for the bat and to see if he can actually throw guys out.
Yeah, it would be nice because we've had some really good catchers, but I think Cal, talking about being spoiled, I think we really got spoiled with Cal Stark, and we didn't even realize at the time how valuable, especially his little back picks that he and Blake would just pull off all the time. It was tremendous. And you cannot put a value on a good catcher. So
no, and I want to see what Grinlinger can do as well. I know he's still a freshman, but I want to see what his arm looks like as well. I don't know that Levi Clark got tested. I'll have to check play-by-play to see.
Yeah, it's and I don't know who decided that it was a good idea to put these games on whatever that ridiculous abomination of network was that it was on. I don't even want to say the name because it starts with almost Florida, so it automatically sucks. That was ridiculous. Whoever did that decided that was a good idea. You're an idiot.
Yeah,
and it's kind of miffing when you pay as much as we pay collectively for
all the different networks,
TV service, and for ESPN, and for whatever bootleg Fire Stick service that people have or whatever, and you got all this different stuff, and you still can't watch the dadgum games. It's asinine. So. Anyway.
Wright didn't get an AB. He came in the top of the 9th against Bellarmine and went to center field.
Okay.
So he must not be able to hit yet. Must be the issue.
Okay, I got you, and that makes sense. I mean, if he's still nursing, because I think pain tolerance probably is a little bit there, because that's got to be something that stays sore for a while, and then there's always the risk of re-aggravating or re-injuring, and nothing better than to get hit by a baseball on the wrist to set you back 3 months. So, well, hopefully by conference play, we're at full strength and tweak the lineup a little bit, figure out what's going to work. Again, as I said, I don't think ETSU's the game to do that with. They do have a common opponent with us, however, which is Virginia Tech, and they lost to Virginia Tech on February 17th, 7-5. The game was in Blacksburg. So common opponent there, and they also lost at home last Wednesday to Appalachian State by a score of 8-5, and it was their blew-out game, and they sure did. They blew out. So,
well, the pitcher that they're starting against us only has 1 inning pitched so far.
So we have absolutely nothing to nothing to go on there.
He faced 3 batters and struck them all out. So
yeah. And while that 9-2 record looks really good, let's be honest, they played Marist and was really close games the first 2 games. They played Sacred Heart and put on pretty much a home run derby. They scored 47 runs to 11 in that 3-game series. So Sacred Heart was out there tossing softballs apparently. And then Quinnipiac, who I didn't even know they played organized baseball at Quinnipiac. I thought they strung together some basketball players, and that was about it. So, and they might as well, because they got pounded in 2 of the 3 games, and actually took ETSU to 10 innings on the Saturday game. It's 4-3, but still lost. So while that 9-2 record looks awful good, and we've got a little bit of BVS from playing these guys last year, this should be a winnable game for us.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to throw bullpen. I would expect us to throw bullpen in both games with ETSU and Oakland, because Oakland's terrible. Although they did play Georgia tough yesterday.
Yeah, I saw that.
The other 3 games, though, they got beat respectively 16-6, 17-0, and 11-0.
Well, we're going to that game. That's going to be my 3-year-old's first Vols baseball game is Oakland. So.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's good parenting right there.
Right. I will say there's a route watch going on right now. Now, I know it's early and LSU can do a lot of things, but in the 3rd inning, top of the 3rd, LSU is currently down 10-0 to Northeastern.
Oh, my goodness. Is the run rule in effect? I'm just asking for a friend.
That would be awesome if it was.
Holy cow. I would be unbearable on this Twitter machine if they got run ruled at home. I just pulled it up. My holy cow. Not that I didn't believe you. I just had to see it for myself, because it's absolutely gorgeous. 10-0 in the 2nd inning.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, please let this score hold. That's going to be fun. Man, very small slate of college baseball today, but it's Monday. I wouldn't want to play on Monday either.
Yeah. Well, they lost them last week too, so. They
did, yeah, after they get on there and run all their mouths about us losing and to Kent State, and they turn around and now it looks like they're going to drop 2 midweeks in a row.
Yeah.
Nobody's safe. It's baseball is it's a wild game.
That's why we love it.
That's right. And then, of course, our weekend series against a familiar face in Wright State. Of course, everybody remembers a few years ago when we had to pull out some miracle magic at the end of the game to walk that one off against them. Not quite the same team. What's that? I'm sorry.
They did have a midweek against Kent State and won.
They did beat Kent State. They put up a little bit of a fight with Georgia in their first game. They also lost a set to Charlotte.
They got swept by Charlotte.
They did not. And they also dropped the game to Campbell. So while you think, oh, man, they beat Kent State 8-1, they're going to come in here and murder us. That too was a midweek and probably bullpen game. We got obviously Kent State's, best of the best and best shot, and really beat ourselves in that series. So I'll give them the Sunday game, but we beat ourselves on Saturday against Kent. So
yeah,
I don't put a lot of stock in that at all. They're 4-6 on the season. They've only had 1 home game all year. They did win that game, but goodness gracious, not a very good team. So this kind of sets up for Tennessee to kind of get back on track, get on the right foot, hopefully get some things figured out at the plate, continue, the pitching itself is great. It's just the hit batters. If we can just cut that in half. Just have half as many guys this week as we did last week, and that'll be improvement. But I don't see any reason why we're not 5-0 coming out of this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, so I took a quick look. Kent State or Wright State doesn't look like they've solidified who their Friday night guy is. yet. They've thrown 3 different Friday night guys. They haven't put anything out about who they expect that I could find against us yet. One of those guys has a 3.6 ERA over 5 innings. One has an 11.37 over 6.1, and one of them has 13.5 ERA over 4 innings. So those are who they have started on Friday night so far.
Yeah, they've got some legitimate gas cans for pitchers.
Yeah.
At Wright State. And Oakland as well. I don't know if you've looked at Oakland's
for some reason
stats. Everybody on their staff is giving up. I mean, they are legitimately out there tossing grapefruits or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
If there's a team we can get right with the big stick, it's Oakland.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Saturday night, their Saturday night starter is Page. He's thrown 11.2 innings with a 6.17 ERA. And then Sunday is Hartzell, 11 innings, 4.91 ERA. What I like the most about these is the Saturday guy has given up 4 home runs so far, and the Sunday guy has given up 2. So that might be a day that we can some guys we can catch up against.
Yes, absolutely. So the table, I really feel like the table's set. Tomorrow night's game is, I think, the scariest because, one, we're going to have to pitch bullpen. And 2, this team came in and beat us last year. So hopefully that's some positive motivation for our guys and not some negative vibes. Get that one back that they took from us, and then just go on cruise control and just break out the whooping sticks on these other 2 teams. So I saw the poll came out. We dipped. No, we didn't dip. We
moved up one spot.
One spot. There's so many baseball polls. I really tried just to stick to the D1 poll because I feel like that's probably the most accurate and what we should probably see come, June. But I think one poll had us as high as either 16 or 17. And I was like, should we even be ranked right now? I mean, honestly.
I think we should be ranked. Baseball is still surprising that basketball, is still surprising that they're ranked. But baseball, I think, should be ranked.
Yeah. It's basketball is so frustrating. I had a little tirade there. That basketball team should be 26-3 right now. Legitimately should be 26-3 with all of the blown leads. There's only been 3 teams that have flat beaten us. That was Arkansas, that was Illinois, and that was Kansas. Everybody else that we lost to, we should have won those games. We flat beat ourselves. It's so frustrating. And then I don't know if the baseball team is trying to do, imitations, the most sincere form of flattery, and we're trying to do the same thing by beating ourselves, but we got to stop that all the way around. Otherwise, neither of them are going to go very far in postseason play. But I'm sorry, baseball show. I'm still a little ill over that basketball game, Tiffany. I'm sorry.
So I actually wasn't feeling well on Saturday. So I was laying in bed watching on my phone, and I stayed in there because they were playing better, especially after Amen went down. So I was like, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm going to stay here. And all I hear from the living room after the final buzzer was from my husband, I'm never watching you again.
Yep.
So,
yep.
Fair reaction.
I think I'm on my 7th. I'm done with basketball. But I'm a glutton. I just keep coming back for more.
I know.
So, and we thought baseball season was going to save us after somewhat of a disappointing end of the football season, and then the frustration that is Tennessee men's basketball or women's basketball. I mean, really anything. Our softball team's pretty good.
I was going to say, maybe I should start a spreadsheet for softball.
Yeah, maybe we need to do a Diamond Vols, the Lady Vols on Mondays if we can't get this fixed. I kid, of course. But, man, the Lady Vols they are an absolute machine right now. So, kudos to them. I wish I had more time to keep up and watch more of their stuff. I struggle with it as it is during baseball season. So it's not that I'm anti-Lady Vol sports. I just don't have time. So it is what it is. All right. Was there anything else that we need to figure out, solve any of the other world's problems?
No, not that I can think of.
In the world of baseball, of course. I don't think there's any solving the world's problems right now. But all right. Well, so ETSU tomorrow.
LSU Rot Watch now.
Yes, very much so. Still 10-0 in the third. I've got it pulled up here. I will have to. Is that on a? Am I going to sell one of my kids to get the game on TV or something, or is that actually on a ESPN Plus?
Let's see. It should be. It's on SEC Network Plus.
Okay, same difference for me, so that'll work. Yeah, I will have to tune in and catch a little bit of that because that's going to be glorious if that holds. Oh my goodness!
It's mid-fourth now. It's still 10-0.
Okay, yeah, I'm on. I've got the FanDuel Sportsbook pulled up, and it apparently hasn't refreshed since I last looked because it was still showing the third. Still showing the third. Come on, guys! It's making it hard to. How you expect people to live bet when you're an inning behind?
So the third inning, they had a 3-run bomb.
Yes. Light them up.
Ooh, there's some errors happening.
Also encouraging.
A couple of unearned runs. So I did see over the weekend a couple of LSU fans complaining about their defensive skills. So
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, love it. I absolutely love it. So, all right, well, great job as always. The spreadsheet is iconic and cult status, I think, at this point, legendary. So for folks that want to kind of keep up in real time with you, where can they find you on the socials?
So the spreadsheet is actually pinned on my X Twitter account, which is the Vol 212320. That's in my handle there, or in my name. So yeah, follow me there. Go to my profile, and the spreadsheet's linked in the first post, pinned at the top.
Yeah, very good. There you go. So as many of you probably are aware, or if you're not, here you go. Tiffany's old account fell victim to one of the spammer, hacker, loser, whoever people.
Crazy. Well, yes. It was actually Mojo. I tried to help Mojo out, and that's what I did. Yeah.
So, okay. I mean, if you don't believe me, here you go. My cohort during football season and for Major League Baseball season, Joshy Boy. There you go. I mean, if you can't believe Joshy Boy, then I don't know what to say for you. But absolutely, if you aren't following Tiffany, make sure that you do. She's a great follow, number one. The spreadsheet's amazing. The work that she puts into it and the effort she puts into it is tremendous, and it's a great tool. And it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun with it, too. So be sure to follow her because I know a lot of you haven't followed her after her old account got crashed. So make sure you go do that. And then we will be here pretty much every Monday to talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, our wish lists, what we would do if we were king for a queen for a day. I mean, just can't find this kind of analysis and entertainment too many places. So be sure to tune in on Mondays. Tiffany, again, thank you so much for being here. It is always my pleasure. Appreciate everything that you do with the spreadsheet, that you do here on the show. And just talking up, our Vols in general on Twitter. So,
it's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
And thank you, everyone that tuned in. Great to see y'all here. If you missed anything, the show will be on YouTube shortly after we wrap up here. Probably can go back and find it on Twitter as well. But thank you for tuning in. Hope everyone has a great night, and we will see you back next week. Go Vols.
Go Vols.